How's everyone? Good morning, my friends. The title of my video today, this is my opinion. How is Uber handling racial equality? I said very poorly. I would like to add very to poorly, but I didn't have enough space. Very poorly. And is the Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi a racist? My short answer to that, my opinion, yes. My long answer to that would be maybe out in public, maybe in shopping centers, maybe in dinner with his friends, no. But in his workplace at Uber, I do regard him as a racist, and here is why. Recently, just very recently, an executive stepped down for multiple comments she made towards people of color, right? And if you are the leader on the top, right? If you are the leader on the top dog at Uber, the CEO, Dara Khosrowshahi, the buck stops with you, right? You have to be the fall guy if these type of behaviors run rampant in your company. Now, they did a survey, I think George Washington University, I think it was, 100 million trips were analyzed in Chicago, and they found out that Uber is racially profiling in that city, right? What does that mean? They looked at the data of 100 million trips, and they found out that trips into areas of color were charged more, right? Double standards. And they immediately went on the defense. They immediately started spinning a PR campaign. No, it's not like that. They immediately put $10 million towards racial equality. That's what you call a PR cover-up. That's a PR spin to take away, to make it look good, right? You feel guilty. So you're pumping all that money out there and you're trying to cover up your tracks. It's very, very common that companies do that, right? To take the heat away from the news. And the news is that the company racially discriminates, doesn't follow racial equality, and that there are many racists within the company. And I believe also in the executive panel that there are many racists. Now, in order for Dara to divorce himself from that title, racist, that I gave him, right, you can either step down, you can go back into the public place, or you can say, hang on, what we're doing here is wrong. We need to reevaluate things. We've made major mistakes. We're going to correct them. Don't throw out PR campaigns and try and show people of color, hey, we're a good company. And meanwhile, you're racially profiling and charging them more if they are taken into certain zip codes. That data is there. It's 100 million data sets that speaks for itself. You can't deny it. Then you have the UK Supreme Court now listening to the case of drivers. Uber lost the first round, Uber lost on appeal, and now it's in the Supreme Court. They want those algorithms. Why do they want those algorithms, drivers? Because drivers are saying, hey, you know what? You are not applying racial equality in the workplace, right? And they are so afraid that that data gets out into the open. My opinion is that the UK Supreme Court will slap them down purely because of their arrogance, purely because they never followed the law, purely because they always thought they were above the law. And we may see some really alarming, gut-wrenching stuff come out, right? Now, Dara was brought in to clean up the mess. He had a chance, right, to clean up the Travis culture, the culture of secretivity, the culture of putting women down, etc., the culture of, a lot of racism at the work. He had the opportunity to clean it up. But Dara is no more than Travis 2.0. He is a duplicate of Travis, maybe even worse. And I always say you go back and you look at the roots and the origin. This guy escaped from Iran. I don't know how he got out, but his family, according to him, was done wrong. The regime kicked him out, took his money. And I can tell you, in his DNA, he will protect his his turf as much as possible, right? Dara is in for Dara, right? Why? Because he does not want to follow in his footsteps of his dad. He doesn't want to go through that again. So he clings on to money. He is all about himself. Dara is about Dara. Dara is not about the drivers. Have you ever seen Dara meeting with drivers, sitting down, having a lunch? Like many CEOs do. Many CEOs are able to go out there, right, and mingle and interact and get the respect from their workforce. I can tell you, even newcomers that come into this channel and watch this video and say, you know what, maybe Torsten, you're crazy. No, I've been watching the company for years and for years. I have seen the company under the Travis culture. I have seen the company under the Dara culture, and I've seen enough, right? He didn't take care of the people that built his company. You know, Travis would actually pay drivers, bringing drivers both sides. Dara took all of that away. In fact, he went even a step further. He stabbed the drivers in the backs that would bring new drivers, right, by continuing to use their codes and enriching the company but not paying out. So it's this culture of deceit. It's this culture of secretivity. That is what Uber is all about. And people really need to understand that. And you don't change a system unless you peel back the onion layers and go to the core. Right. I believe deep in the core runs very strong lines of racial profiling. There is no racial equality in this company, and they're afraid it's all coming out now because people are penetrating those algorithms. People are subpoenaing those algorithms. They're being taken to court everywhere, every country, and they're afraid that people will get through to the core and expose them. What does Uber do in the classic fashion? They run all these PR campaigns, $10 million towards, businesses, restaurants that are owned by African Americans, $10 million towards racial equality. My friends, my African American friends, don't fall for this. This is a cover-up, right? When you're throwing money and making it look like, hey, we're giving you gifts, we're doing. Yes, it is a step in the right direction. Yes, it's putting money into the system that is starting to change things. But you have to go back to the core. And the core, my friends, listen to it, is the algorithm. The algorithm, the technology is perfected by them. It's run by them. It's managed by them. Dara's on the top. And that says and screams out, you know what? We profile you. We don't treat you equally, right? In fact, we treat people of color. If we take a rider from point A to B into an area where it's prominent, let's say predominantly black or Asian, we charge them more. That is wrong. And you cannot fall for their tricks or their cheap PR hype when they're trying to put $10 million out there and write all these fantastic articles to cover up, Band-Aid over the fact that they are racist, right? They are racist. So you got to really reevaluate things if you're Dara and the executive team, and you got to own up and you got to implement change, right? Because if you don't implement the change, I tell you what, the drivers get angry and angrier and angrier. It's like a pressure cooker, and we change it for you, right? We have the most powerful tool in the world. It's called social media, right? People are going into courts. Drivers are taking them to courts in the UK, right all the way up to Supreme Court. The United States, we're fighting our battles. They cannot hold up. They are burning so much money trying to put out fires. Uber is burning up so much money buying fire engines, buying fire extinguishers, trying to put out fires that they have lit. But we're coming after them. We are coming after the executives of Uber and Lyft, and we will hold them responsible. We will shine the light on these cockroaches and expose them for who they are, right? So again, the longer answer that I have here, maybe in the public place, maybe at a dinner in a restaurant, he doesn't act like a racist, but he sure does show us every indicator that he is a racist leader within a company, within a corporation, with several other racist executives, right? Manipulating drivers and riders on all levels. And if they don't change, we will change it for them. I'm listening to the numbers being called out because I'm number 106 here. Sorry about that. Sherelle's in the house. Dark Road Run, I welcome you. Love Dark Road Run's channel. Thank you for being here. Within hours of Uber's case in London, Uber has slashed Uber driver rates to £1. You know what? They're afraid, man. They're afraid. You can run, but you cannot hide. They've always thought they're above the law, and it started with the Travis culture. And truly, Dara had the opportunity to stop that. No, but what Dara became, what Dara morphed into, was Travis 2.0. Right? We're going to change it for you, Dara. We're going to change your company for you because you're not able to do it. And your investors are not able to do it. The millions and millions of drivers will bring the change. Mark my words. Logan Green, John Zimmer, Dara K, listen up. We will change the system for you. Right? And we will hold them accountable, whether it's in court. We will subpoena their algorithms. We will break up those computers and get into the inside and find out what's going on. Because the first indicators, if you have run a survey of 100 million sets of data in Chicago between 2018 and 2019, and it shows you are charging people of color more than you are charging whites. You're charging Asians more than you are charging whites. You are racially profiling. You are not exercising racial equality. And the case that broke this wide open is in the UK, because a lot of embarrassing stuff has come out for Uber right now. And the drivers are showing through the algorithms how they are not being treated equally, right? That the algorithms are controlling you with up to 12 sets of data, looking at all of these little pieces that make you up, the driver. Do I give you more? Do I give you less trips? Do I give her more trips? Do I give it? My friends, if you don't have an equal playing field, if you do not have an equal playing ground, you can never say that you are operating in a racist-free environment, period. Love and light, how are you? Good to see you. So what are the points that I want to bring up there? I think I covered everything. I think I really got everything in that I wanted to say. Algorithmic profiling is real on driver level and rider level. It's real. We are going to change it if they're not going to change it. John Bauer, how are you, my brother? Good to see you, right? And we're going to keep on chipping away, you know. So I hope a lot of people come across this video. It's really just food for thought, right? It's just really a provocation to move people in the right direction, right? It's just food for thought, saying, okay, well, he says this. Let me listen to what he has to say. Is he right? Is he wrong? If he is right, how do we change it? You only change it. Yeah, Dara might be. I welcome Dara. I made that other video last night. I pushed it out. It's interesting. He's in there, you know, and I'm not a paranoid person. I'll just look at the facts, right? When I go to YouTube and get facts on specific people and find out, oh, wow, this is how these people are kept in certain settings. So if he's in our room, that's great. Iluta says, who cares? Right. I don't know what you're talking about. Who cares about what? Who cares about the subject? Who cares if they are? Who cares if they're not? If you don't care, you're nobody. Right? If you do not care for your fellow brother and sister, and another person, a big hypocrite that I want to call out is Tony West, right? Highly qualified, probably a Harvard guy, highly qualified, but he is literally stabbing his own brothers and sisters in the back, his own African Americans in the back, this hypocrite, by the way he writes the laws to hurt the people. Iluta about Dara. I do care because I want him out, Iluta, I want him out, and I want change for the better. Sherelle says, sociopaths rise to the top of corporations. You can't change a sociopath. That is true. You can replace the sociopath with another person, hopefully not with another sociopath, right? But we got to, I'm listening to the numbers here, 1 second. Okay, we're on 102. I got to rock and roll, my friends. Please feel free to chime in. This was a short one. I got to go indoors now and put on my mask. Probably have to spend another $500-600 on products today. Wishing you a fantastic day, everyone. Thank you for watching, and please feel free to comment. Thank you so much. Have a great day.